Hello, guys. Happy Sunday. Hope you all had a great weekend and looking forward to a week ahead. It's the time where we go through the watch list and I'll show you what we're looking at and the approach that I'm taking to the market this week. So, it shouldn't be a shock to hear that the market's been very, very difficult to trade over the past 2 weeks, roughly. If you weren't able to adapt quickly, you may have got chopped up very, very quickly. So, having said that, there's not too much on the economic front that I'm too interested in at the moment. The markets are still quite uncertain in terms of what's going on. There's person A is saying that we have the yen gaining strength, and we could see higher prices of the yen. Then we have person B saying that the yen is kind of done now. We've had no more hikes in the foreseeable future, and sort of the risk off market's over. And that's kind of the perspective I'm in. I think that we had a very short period of risk off, and now we're going back into risk on. However, there is not a solid sign for me to definitely say that yet. So, what I'm deploying is more of a trend following technical approach for now, until we have a new COT data release on Tuesday. And what that will do is that will tell me what the larger participants are doing in the market, and then I can start sort of focusing in different areas. But for now, just until, Monday to sort of early Tuesday, it will be more of a day trading approach. So what I'm going to do is just show you some general ideas, and then I will go through some other details with you afterwards. So first on the list is the New Zealand dollar. Now, the New Zealand dollar is, we did have a bit of a hit to this market during the risk off period. We saw almost a 5% decline. Um, so essentially, I'm looking to just join the trend. I'm not looking to trade any sort of corrections at the moment. If we look here, the market's in a downtrend on the daily, on the hourly. Well, actually, sorry, not the hourly. The hourly is bullish, but the H4, the weekly time frame, and the daily are all bearish. Now, if we look at the daily time frame, we have a really nice fib right through here. So this fib does line up quite nicely with previous structure in this market right here. So you can see it's been used as support. It was sort of a consolidation area here earlier, and now we've rejected this golden zone on the fib. So based on technicals, it does look quite nice. We're having Friday closed with a nice rejection to the upside. Thursday's candle closed with no wick to the upside, leading to a bearish day on Friday. The RSI it's not quite overbought. However, it is up there. So I'm quite happy to go in for a very small risk position, and just test the waters really. Now, the euro dollar is reading bullish actually on most data scanners. So you'll see on Edgefinder and other things, it will be reading as bullish. However, I'm actually still bearish on euro dollar. I've been bearish for a long time. I was short in this area, managed to catch this move to the downside here, which was quite nice. I've managed to secure some profits during this period right here, and I still have some positions open on my personal account, so I'm just leaving these to run. However, I would still like to see a slight higher price in euro dollar early this week, and that would allow me to see a 50% pullback up to this previous high here, and a continuation to the downside. So essentially, I'm still targeting the Credit Agricole target of 105 on euro dollar. And this should be, well, this was forecasted for the end of 2024, so Q4. However, I think that may be a little bit aggressive to go for now, or a little bit optimistic for right now. So at the moment, I'm just targeting the fib extension down here at the 0.08 level, the 1.08 level. And this will then also correct the NFP move that we still haven't seen a correction for. Now, essentially, the reason I'm targeting this, when we have news moves that are quite impulsive and we see a strong move, either way, it could be upside or downside, especially heavy news. So NFP came out really, really bad the first Friday of August. So what essentially what I was looking for is this consolidation, a bit of a chop, and then a gradual move to the downside, and then a final fill of the imbalance that we have down here. And so far, we're seeing a very similar thing. We are seeing this move to the downside very, very slowly, but with a lot of consolidation. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see lower prices on euro dollar. However, short term, I'm quite happy to see a slightly higher price, which would allow me to scale into some short positions. So that's the plan of action for me on euro dollar. Moving on, we still have the dollar NOK that I'm looking to get short on. I did have an alert set up here that was tagged actually last week. However, I didn't manage to get in it. This was early last week and I was away for, I was seeing some family. So unfortunately I missed it. But I am still looking to get into this market. So the NOK is very undervalued. It's one of, if not the most undervalued G10 currency actually. So essentially looking to trade this one into 2025. This will be more of a position trade. So you can see I'm looking to take this on the weekly time frame compared to my general sort of H1 and H4 trades. So we'll see. One of the catalysts I'm looking for this position is Fed cuts. So I'm not too upset that I have missed this entry. However, this would have been a great position starter. So when we get Fed cuts, I'm looking for slightly higher prices. Obviously, that would lead to a lower dollar, potentially short term. So we'll see about that one. I'll keep you updated. Of course, that will be called in the Discord. Now, going back to some of the technical trades I'm looking at, the Australian dollar looks really nice. So if we draw, this one is on the H4, I think. Let me take a look. Yeah, so if we look on the H4, the previous high up here, down to the new low, price is rejecting or has rejected the 618 pullback along with the 200 moving average really, really nicely. Now I did actually enter this one late last week. I think it was Friday morning. So you can see I entered roughly around here after we had the second rejection of the 200 moving average. However, I did close because we just weren't seeing much movement. The markets are very slow on Friday and I was looking more for a day trade rather than a swing trade. So I did close out of that one for a very, very small profit. It was tiny. It's not even worth talking about really, but still looking to potentially get short on this one. The technicals line up really, really nicely. More than happy to get into this one, especially as we had a really nice daily close on Friday. If we look here, the daily candle rejected 200 moving average along with the 21 daily moving average, and we had a really nice bearish candle close here, rejecting also off this level of structure. So essentially just looking for sort of a pullback into this level of support if we can get that. But as I said, the markets are a little bit tricky at the moment because there's still still a lot of uncertainty on where we're actually going. Is the risk off market fully done? Is this, was sort of the last week of correction, was that sort of just a slowdown before the storm, or, the calm before the storm, as they say? We will see. But in my book, I don't think that's the case. I don't really think the US is ready, is going into recession. I really don't see a global recession happening, to be honest. So that's my view. Now, euro dollar, very similar thing here, just looking to catch the trend. You can see we're in a very nice uptrend here, higher lows and higher highs being formed. We just bounced off this 50% pullback here, so I am looking to get long. Now, I think I may have missed this entry. We are also just rejecting the 200 daily moving average, which is really, really nice. It's a good confirmation to go long. I would like to see a little pullback down as the the H4 is in a downtrend, whereas the daily's in an uptrend. So I would like to see the H4 continue down a little bit further, and that would allow me an entry to get long. Now, some of you may know I have been looking to go short on euro dollar. Now, very similar to the dollar NOK position, that's more of a position trade. I'm looking to get into a pound dollar short closer to the end of the year after we've had Fed cuts. That's the entry catalyst. And this is essentially banking on a lot of the issues within the UK that I don't think have really been recognized yet. Now, again, that, I keep saying this, but it's a long topic and it's quite a lot of, there's a long thesis behind that. So it's not quite one for this video, but I might make a dedicated video to that one closer to the time so I can explain the reasoning behind it. Now, the final thing on the watch list is the euro pound. So the euro pound on the weekly has had a really, really nice rejection off this 200 moving average, along with this level of resistance and up to this, we've rejected the fib golden zone really, really nicely. So this one looks really nice to short. We've had a really nice oversold signal here as well on the daily time frame. You can see the RSI became oversold, rejecting really nicely off this level. So essentially trying to get into a swing trade here, banking on some short-term pound strength and a dovish ECB. But again, we'll have to see. I'm happy to take small risk on all these positions, so maybe 0.25 to 0.5 on all of them, and just, yeah, again, take a very low risk approach this week rather than my standard 1 to 2% risk. As for our open trades, we have a really nice one on the Euro CAD. Now, for anyone that is in elite traders, you will see us talking about this one a lot. We gave you a lot of research behind this trade. We didn't call it as a signal. Well, technically we did, but also we technically didn't. And that was because we gave you a lot of research. We wanted you to be able to come to your own conclusion. However, we are still in the short positions here. So I'm looking for just a small pullback potentially to scale in. However, I'm really happy to stay in this position for now, at least until we get down to the previous low down here. Now, this trade's based on seasonality. And again, because it was a signal and people have paid to get access to that, I'm not going to give a breakdown here. But when the trade is closed, I will, of course, run you through that one. So as we head into a new week, as I said, my main approach is actually day trading rather than going in for swing trades, just because on day trades, I can get in and get out relatively quickly without having to pay too much attention to the economics. So I can just follow the trends very quickly and easily. So you can see we've got the Euro CAD position here that I just showed you. We've got some very short-term trades here open as well. I do have one on NASDAQ. And the NASDAQ play essentially is banking off the daily closures. So we can see we had a really nice, strong bullish engulfer on Thursday. Now, Friday's candle, as I said earlier, we had very, very little momentum in the market, so we didn't see much going on Friday. However, as I said, I'm still under the impression that the risk-off market might be done. Now, I'm quite happy to start seeing stocks rise. So I am in this one at, it's more of a stab. This isn't a one that's worthy of sending as a signal in the Discord. This is purely just a shot in the dark to see if I can catch the bottom of this this bearish market we've seen, and then a continuation to the upside. However, if we do start seeing more confirmations of a risk on market coming back, then I will look for some pullbacks to start sending as signals, and we'll continue the trend to the upside, hopefully. So that's essentially it. Of course, for the day trades, I'll be using the Golden Gates algo as always. And what that is essentially is the indicator that I've built that catches pullbacks in trends to allow entries. You can see more about that. There's a link in the description, but there's a great example here where it finds these pullbacks, signals an entry, and you can try and catch these moves to the downside or upside depending on how it sees the trend. So yeah, that's it for this week. I will be live on Trading Extreme this week. I'll also try and do some live streams on my channel, doing some live trading and things. But yeah, stay safe in the markets. As I said, I'm quite risk averse at the moment, just until I start seeing some more confirmations of where the market is wanting to go. So have a safe week, have a great rest of the weekend, and I will see you very soon. Thank you for watching.